Well, joining us on WHKY-TV News to talk about a great event is Rebecca Robinson, a volunteer with Back the Blue here in Catawba County. Before we talk about the event that's coming up this upcoming weekend, tell us, or the viewers and myself, about Back the Blue. What is this all about?
Back the Blue is a grassroots program nationwide to emphasize the positives for law enforcement, say thank you to them, give them the pat on the back for their protection of us. Yes, there are bad cops, but in our area and nationwide, there are more good than there are bad. And we want to say thank you, and this is a nationwide agenda to do this.
And talk about the local organization, if you could, as far as here in Catawba County. How large is this? How many folks do you have volunteering and taking part in this?
We have 7 volunteers that started this little activity thinking we need to do something for our law enforcement here in Catawba County. We have 9 local police offices and our sheriff's department. And people don't realize there's 9 here. So we wanted to say thank you across the county, not just one township or 2. We wanted to do the whole county. So we're spread from Claremont people to Lenore people to Conover people. So it's across the whole county that we've got volunteers, and everything is volunteered 100%. Everything's been donated, so there's no money going back out to a vendor. It's all being given for our police officers and their staff.
And this week is the week that we honor law enforcement.
Right. This is National Law Enforcement Week, known nationwide, and they'll end up in Washington at the monument. There's a gentleman who runs the nation for fallen officers, and he will end up on the Capitol steps on Saturday when we end our convoy.
I was about to ask you about that. Talk about the convoy that's coming up this weekend. Give us the details if you could.
The convoy will be lining up at Resurrection Church over on Clement Boulevard by the Crawdad Stadium. They graciously gave us their parking lot to use. We'll leave there. We'll get on 321, get on Highway 70, go all the way to Hickory Motor Speedway, because the Speedway is going to be our stopping point and our after party. And we have a lot of local vendors, a band, we have DJs who've offered theirs, and then Hickory Motor Speedway's opened their parking lot up graciously because there is no race. So we've asked them to let our officers take 1 lap in their patrol cars or in their cruisers just to say thank you. At Resurrection Church, we're going to start lining up between 7 and 7:30, and we're going to pull out at 9 o'clock after we have an invocation, a prayer for our officers and for ourselves and our nation.
And for those who have been around a while, that's the old Clement Center, correct?
Yes, it's the old Clement Center, yes.
Well, thank you so much. If people want to get some information on this during the week here after watching this, how can they find that?
We have a Facebook page, Back the Blue Catawba. We also have an email address, backthebluecatawba@gmail.com. Or you can just reach out, go on Facebook. You're seeing us everywhere because we've been out in the community.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your volunteer efforts.
Thank you very much, and y'all have a wonderful day.
Rebecca Robinson volunteering for Back the Blue here in Catawba County, and that event is coming up Saturday. And with Rebecca, I'm Rob Eastwood, WHKY-TV News.